There will be spoilers ahead. Lots of spoilers, so be careful, won't you?
Hear ye, let all draw near in this county of Max Mike movies, in the jurisdiction of directors in short pants, and give heed to this most honorable and righteous court, as today we carry out God's will and reveal the minions of Satan who lurk among us. Good wife Bumpy, step forward. Art thou in league with the devil? Hast thou applied thine hoof-print to his dark book? Art thou a witch? Let the court note that the accused has answered nay, clearly a lie of blackest satanic origin.
Fired.
Thou art sentenced to be burned at the stake until you are not evil anymore. Now, the rest of ye, anyone who is not a witch, standeth ye on thine heads and recite the Lord's Prayer in ancient Greek. Aha! Behold, so many witches! Burnings for everyone! Yes, here, come forth and purchase thine official witch-burning torches, TM, and witch-fire fuel kits, TM, mere coppers each. And why not purchase one of these fine garments? On each is embroidered the most holy scripture. I burned my neighbors alive to purify the world, and all I got was this lousy tunic. Most amusing in a holy way. And now let me presenteth thy most high inquisitors, Max, Ruby Slippers Levine, and Mike, I weigh the same as a duck, loose. Joyous witch burning to you, Mike.
Joyous witch burning to you, Max.
Yes, but before we set Mike on fire...
You're fired.
See, we have, of course, our...
Poll question.
Last week we wanted to know, what movie have you seen the most times in a theater? Not on TV, not on videotape, not in your imagination.
Not through scrying.
Not through scrying, not through telepathic contact, but in a theater. Oh, I should have mentioned that. I don't think I wrote that up because that disqualifies at least 2 of our entries.
Oh, dear.
Nick Hoffman says, no contest, Star Wars. But you probably knew that. I did not.
Neither did I. But it's not a surprise, really. I mean, I figure we're probably going to get a few of those. But
Harry McCracken writes, I'm not sure, but almost certainly a cartoon short. Most likely a Warner Brothers. All right, that's fair.
Knowing Harry,
that's
yes.
Fair. Offhand, I can't think of any feature-length movie I've seen more than a handful of times in a theater. Animation, specifically Disney films, would rank high there, too.
Yeah.
Okay, a little general, but okay.
That's all right.
Jamie Kleinert says, Fifth Element, 4 times at the Dollar Show, and Pirates of the Caribbean, 3 times, full price.
Ooh.
Okay, appreciate the specificity.
Oh, the Dollar Show, those are gone. Now it's the $20 show.
Dave.
Dave to Dave, Dave to Dave.
Dave. I suppose it is one of duck soup, coconuts, or a night at the opera. Not sure which one. Of course, they used to show those as like a triple feature at the Harvard Square.
Which was Dave's TV.
Yep. One has far more time for these things when one is young, and Marx Brothers triple features were a regular thing in my teen years when I was not allowed to watch TV, but could always get a little cash to go to the movies. I suppose I did From Russia with Love and Diamonds Are Forever many times as well, but hard to tell how many were on video or in the theater. Okay, glad you made the distinction.
So he wasn't allowed to watch TV, but he rushed out to see The Marathon Man.
Sure. You figure it out. Other than that, I saw Diner many times in the theater, maybe 6.
Ooh.
As I considered it a safe first date movie. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Really, with the scene with the popcorn bucket and everything?
Oh, yeah.
I may have seen Harold and Maude that many times in the theater, but I think not. For Japanese movies, I suspect Sanjuro was most in the theater at least 4 times, probably 5. I love Mifune, and that one has some humor to it that works even for an American audience.
Oh.
Very thorough, Dave. Thank you.
Cool.
Dr. Professor Rebecca Pelkey says, Serenity.
Oh.
Serenity to you, too.
It's a movie.
Oh, the movie. Right. I really wanted the film to make its money back. I think I went 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you to do that.
She does love her some Firefly. Yeah.
Brian Mundo says,
Gee, I can't imagine.
I've never seen it in theaters.
What?
You know which one.
What? He's never seen
you've
Fifth
never
Element?
seen Fifth Element in...
Wow.
I'm stunned.
Me too.
Stunned, I tells you. Local author Tony Kellner says Rocky Horror Picture Show. I thought that would show up sooner, but yep. Mike Dance says The Dark Knight. Saw it 4 times. Did you really, Mike? Swear to me!
I think his mom's name's Martha. Actually, it's not, but...
Why'd you say that name?
I don't know. I just sort of came out.
Because I'm Batman.
Jen, did you remember to use fabric softener? Sorry, that's a deeper.
That is a deeper.
I love Batman.
Regan McStravick says, I don't usually watch films in the theater more than once. Which means whatever show I may have watched most on the big screen was probably one that I worked on that had more than one premiere or at least big screen event. Maybe Safety Not Guaranteed or Wallflower. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I've been to at least 3 screening events for each of those. I think I may have seen Blade Runner several times on a big screen, different releases and all.
Yeah.
Oh, God, don't we know?
There's only one good one.
I know I've seen Lawrence of Arabia at least twice on a Cinerama screen because, duh. Yeah, that's the way to see it.
Yeah, if you can.
If you can. Good luck. Agatha Gasparoni said, I saw Titanic 7 times in the theater. I was 14 and a freshman in high school. Oh, Leo.
Spoiler. Blah, 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 blah.
Dan Schaefer says, surprisingly, not Rocky Horror, but it's not really sequel Shock Treatment.
Oh.
Really? There was a time when I was living in LA when I was going to midnight shows of Shock Treatment every weekend for most of a year. That would do it.
Yeah.
Okay. We should check that one out. I saw that once 100 years ago.
It's not very good. It's got some decent music in it, but it was supposed to be the same idea, but with TV instead of movies, and it takes place more or less in one giant room. And the people I got for Brad and Janet are not Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon, and so they're not. Yeah. And there's, of course, no Tim Curry in it. I think Richard O'Brien's in it, but I don't remember. So.
And, of course, from the frozen north, where all movie theaters are made of solid blocks of ice, and all films are shown on screens made of walrus skin, Vince says, I was in competition to see Star Wars more than my friend Lisa when it first came out, and went into local cinemas so we could go to the first show and see it 3 times before going home, and do that a few times a week. I think we saw it over 100 times before we moved on to Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah.
Movies were cheap back then.
Yes.
I hope so. Wow. I think you take the prize there, Vince. I think that's more than anybody has seen anything in this list.
In a theater, yeah, for sure. I am surprised that Star Wars was not more mentioned than twice, because there was only 2 people who said Star Wars.
Yeah. And, of course, our fine son of the Emerald Isle, Beelo-lading. Beelo-lading. Who says, who you calling a nerd, Luce? I kid.
You.
Shot at you there, Mike.
That may be, but he's a nerd.
Films I've seen many times in a theater include Jurassic Park, 5 times, Titanic, 3. The small screen does not do it justice in terms of visuals or sound. It's a Wonderful Life, 3. They play it at the old theater in my hometown during Christmas, and I've gone with my parents a few times. Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And The Social Network.
Really?
2, which is the last time I can recall seeing a recent film more than once in a theater.
Yeah.
It's excellently written, some of Sorkin's best, and well worth a rewatch. Very true.
See our entire episode on The Social Network and Jurassic. No, we didn't do Jurassic Park, did we? No. We haven't done It's a Wonderful Life, which is kind of surprising, but, you know.
It kind of is.
Does anyone think we're not going to like it? Because that might be a reason not to do it on the show.
It's not there won't be a lot of suspense,
No, probably not. And I doubt we can bring anything new to it, so. Well, that must be it for our responses, huh?
No, actually, we've got the blinking light there on the hotline. Let's see. Maybe it's Doris. Oh, come on. Oh my God. You won't believe who it is. You won't believe who it is. Listen.
Hello, Max Mike Movies. This is real Julia Roberts calling again. Oh, I know it's been a few days or weeks or whatever, but, well, you know, when you're in Hollywood, these things just sort of slip your mind. I would like to answer this week's poll question. What movie have I seen the most times in a theater? Now, some people might think that I go to see my own movies. Well, I don't. The movie that I've seen the most times in the theater is Hudson Hawk. Yes, I've seen it over 50 times. It's so exciting. I love it every time. I sing along with Bruno and what's his name. Yes, it's a great film. You should see it again if you haven't seen it lately, or see it if you haven't seen it at all. Otherwise, this is real Julia Roberts saying thank you for your show and your poll question. Bye.
Oh, it's real Julia Roberts again. Oh,
real
my God.
Julia Roberts. Honest to gosh, Julia Roberts.
No, not
and
honest
what
to gosh.
A shock.
It's real Julia Roberts TM.
Excuse me, real. Oh, I see. That's actually her name.
Yes.
Her initials are RJR.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, and what a coincidence that her favorite, or the movie she's seen the most, is Hudson Hawk, which happens to be Mike's biggie.
That's, I'm not surprised that she has such good taste. She's America's sweetheart and, well-rounded. You gotta love her. You just do. Thank you, real Julia Roberts, for bringing a little spark of sunshine to our little show, and we're glad that you like it.
Thank you for making us laugh at love again. But what about you, Mike? Like you and your girlfriend there, Julia Roberts, do you share... what is your most seen in the theater movie?
Well, funny, I've only seen Hudson Hawk in a theater once when it came out, so hey, I gave them some money. There's
a reason they don't show it a lot.
I like that movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
I never said it was good. I just said that I liked it.
No, true. Yep, I get that.
So I actually did see, this is a confession here, but I actually did go see Titanic 6 times in the theater when it came out.
Wow.
I actually realized that's not my number one, though, but I did see that 6 times. I do have to note that for the most part, almost everyone's picks, with I think the exception of The Social Network, happened before the year 2000. Rewatchability,
yeah, that's right.
It's not as big a thing.
Oh, no, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that's right, Pirates of the Caribbean. But I did see Rocky Horror Picture Show, partially because of you and partially because of Dan. And I don't know, I'm going to say somewhere between 40 and 50 times in the theater, because my friends worked at the theater at which it was playing and used to get me in for free. So I often had very little to do Friday and Saturday nights, and I would sometimes go both days. And this happened for probably, I want to say, better part of a year. I don't think you guys worked there that long. So it's Rocky Horror Picture Show easily by far. But Max, what film have you seen in a theater more than once, or your top?
Oh, there's a bunch I've seen more than once, but the top 2 are, one is Rocky Horror,
right?
Partly because I had to work there, but I don't count it entirely because I often didn't watch the whole movie when I was working there. I could go in and watch maybe 5-10 minutes, and then I had to go and actually, do things.
Yeah.
And but the one that I saw probably the most is Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Oh, yeah. Same theater, too, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I saw it other places, too. But I used to make it a point of seeing it every year. And I saw it somewhere between 20 and 30 times.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Rocky Horror is close.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's those two. And there were... I got to go with Dave. Those Marx Brothers movies, which I would see the triple feature every time they came around, I must have seen those a dozen times each.
Yeah, and there's something about the repertory in movie theaters, and they can't work the way they used to. The ones that are still out there have to do multiple programs and different festivals and stuff. But the Harvard Square, dear gods, we had it so good and didn't know it. Every day, a different double feature. And there was a cycle of them. Like if you missed
they would repeat them.
Yeah, but so what? We'd still go see them. Mm-hmm. And the Harvard Square was never packed, except when they'd get occasionally get like a new art or foreign film. And then later in the theater's history, they broke it up into different theaters, and you would get like the new films would come out. So you could go, if you're a Harvard student, you could walk across the street and see it. But if you get a chance, honestly, there's a couple where I live. There's one gorgeous theater downtown I think it's actually in Dearborn, called the Redford Theater, which does show stuff, and they make a big deal about it. I went and saw the original Thing there a few years ago with a friend, and that was fun to see in a big theater. They had like an intermission and everything, and I think they had a short subject. I can't remember.
Oh,
but nothing beats seeing Casablanca at the Brattle in the balcony. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It's so amazing. And the place is packed because all these people want to come and see this 75-plus-year-old film Actually, I think it's over 80 now. It's 82. Yeah, this 82-year-old film. All these people want to come see it in a theater, and it sells out every Valentine's Day.
It's worth it. It's totally worth it.
But you know what else sells out? Our poll question, Max. We need a new one.
Yes, we do. And I've got one right here. We love your answers, and we want more of them. And it's one, oddly enough, inspired by this week's movie. Who is your favorite witch of movie or TV fame? And we'll tell you what spell you must cast and what animal you must sacrifice to let us know. Spoiler, it's a pony.
Actually, it's most likely email or a comment on a social website.
Shut up. This is my chance to get rid of him.
Never.
But before we do that, we have the facts. Budget, $4 million.
That's all?
This is in 2015.
That's nothing.
Because most of these people were complete unknowns at the time.
Well, good for them.
Some of them still are, but
that's okay.
Yeah. The spelling of the title, you have to look very carefully to see this. The W in which isn't a W, it's two V's right next to each other.
Oh, Vivitch?
The Vivitch.
Huh.
But that is because that's how the word was written in the story's period, which is 1630, because the letter W wasn't in common use at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
How come it's two V's and it's not called double V?
Because, well, the German, for example, what's the German word for W? It's Doppelvau.
Okay.
So it became a compound word because it wasn't used. I mean, German doesn't really have the W sound.
No.
At least it's an initial sound.
You haven't answered my question. Why is it not double V?
What's that?
This is trivia. I expect you to know. You're an English major. Do something.
Next!
Max needs an origin.
Yeah. Watch out, I'll turn into a villain arc.
You mean a Willen arc?
A villain arc, yes. And then, I will destroy the world with my nuclear vessels.
Oh, dear, if that was so bad.
According to cinematographer Jaren Blaschke, the film was shot mostly with available and natural light, which explains a lot.
Yeah, boy. We'll get back to that.
This film was shot in 25 days. Less than a month.
I can see that.
I believe that. A hare, H-A-R-E, appears frequently in the film. I don't mean like a piece of hair on the film, but in colonial New England, hares were considered magical creatures in their own right. They're often associated with witches, either as a milk hare, which stole or spoiled milk from the farm animals, or the witch themselves, who was thought to be able to turn into a hare in order to spy on and influence people.
Huh.
It is quite challenging to make a bunny look menacing.
We'll see if they did a good job, because...
Yeah.
This is no Night of the Lepus, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure. There is no herd of killer rabbits heading this way.
Killer.
As I say, the film takes place in 1630, which is 62 years before the infamous Salem witch trials, which this story is kind of based on.
Yeah. A fun bit of trivia, too. Boston may or may not have been founded in 1630. Up until recently, if you asked Siri or whatever what year Boston was founded, it would say 1630. 2 weeks ago, I asked, and it said 1625. I don't know what happened. It might have been a witch.
Now, this is Robert Eggers' first movie. We've seen his work before in Lighthouse and Nosferatu. Yeah. According to Eggers, he did not direct Harvey Scrimshaw, plays the boy Caleb, through most of his difficult scenes in the film. Those scenes were directed by Ralph Ineson, who plays the father William. Eggers had no children at the time, while Ineson was a father of 2 and frequently works as an acting instructor to children and knew better how to coach a young boy. This wasn't planned, but Eggers admitted to Ineson catching on that Scrimshaw was having a hard time understanding Eggers' direction.
Wow.
According to Eggers, Ineson used Scrimshaw's passion for soccer and coached him like Scrimshaw was preparing for a high-stakes game of football. Most of the film's dialogue and story are based on writings from the time. Other accounts, just weird things from town hall meetings or people's diaries.
And all of it true.
There's a segment at 12 minutes 40 where William is shown holding a rotten cob of corn, which people have made the mistake of thinking this is an implication that it is infected with ergot.
Oh.
It's a fungus that produces the hallucinogen ergotamine, which is commonly accepted as a cause of hysteria, often in cases of witchcraft. However, ergot is most commonly found on rye and other cereal grasses, and does not grow on corn. By the way, is corn grass?
We should find out someday.
In Basque mythology, the black goat is a commonly known figure related to the devil. Furthermore, the magical encounter between the witches is called Aquelarre, which in Basque means meadow of the goat.
Or I'm sorry.
Yes, not bad.
That's sheep.
This is the film debut for both Anya Taylor-Joy and Sarah Stevens in a credited role. Stephen King, that master of horror, has stated this movie terrified him.
Wow. Man, that's high praise.
It seriously is.
Maybe because this looks like where he lives.
Very likely, and people talk like that in Maine. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
This movie, you'll be relieved to know, has been endorsed by the Satanic Temple. Their spokesperson, Jex Blackmore, which I'm sure is their real name, addressed the film as, quote, an impressive presentation of satanic insight that will inform contemporary discussion of religious experience. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
After seeing and loving this film, the actors Robert Pattinson, Willem Dafoe, and Bill Skarsgård all reached out to Robert Eggers to work with him. And they all did.
Sometimes more than once.
Yeah, Pattinson and Dafoe ended up in The Lighthouse. Dafoe stayed on as a cast regular, showing up in The Northman and Nosferatu, and Skarsgård was in Nosferatu. Yeah. There is, maybe you caught this, I did not, because it's an art thing. There is a clear callback to the painting The Angelus from Jean-François Millet in the burial scene. There's no confirmation about this homage from Eggers, but it's pretty clear.
I didn't catch it, but I did catch other things about art we'll come back to. But now when you say that with Millet, cool. I can totally see it.
During the witch hunts of colonial America, it was widely believed that a witch could not say the entirety of the Lord's Prayer. Right. That's why the family is so upset when Mercy and Jonas are unable to finish it.
Well, those little angels.
Yeah. There were supposed to be more scenes with Black Phillip the goat, but he was not terribly well trained.
Oh, dear.
And the idea was scrapped. Oddly enough, the best behaved animal actor in the film was the hare.
Oh.
And the raven and the horse were very easy to work with, but the goat was reportedly difficult to train. One of the scenes where Philip lunges at and struggles with the father, that wasn't in the script.
Oops.
The goat was just a jerk.
Well...
Then they kept it in. In the Witch's Coven scene, the chant, and a lot of the other times when you hear them speaking some weird-ass language, that is Enochian. This is an actual, sort of actual language. According to the 16th century occultist John Dee and his partner Edward Kelly, John Dee was the court astrologer for Queen Elizabeth. He's a pretty well-known figure in occult history. It is the angelic language, and they wrote down, a.k.a. made up.
No, Max, you don't know that.
Yeah. In the particular scene, the witches are using the 11th Enochian key. I thought it was the 8th, but that's just me.
I was sure it was
to herald
the
the coming of the dead and establish a sustenance beyond the grave.
Okay.
Caleb's death scene and Jonas and Mercy's behavior during it is based on trial records from the Salem witch trials, which allowed for spectral evidence. During the trials, witnesses would... Evidence, yes. During the trials, witnesses would declare the spirit of the witch taking on the form of birds or animals, probably body lice or anything that happened to crawl into the courtroom at the time, was appearing before them in order to torture them. Typical torments would be pinching, pricking with needles, biting, scratching, sitting on the person's chest so they couldn't breathe, choking them. So a lot of people would have fits in the court and say, oh no, help, it's a demon.
Or farting. I'm sure farting was a big one too.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't thought it was the witch who thought it. Sure it was.
Yep.
Who had broccoli last night?
Hey, this is an odd... I don't think I caught this, but all of the scenes involving the alleged supernatural, Caleb's encounter with the witch, Catherine's dream of Caleb, are shot at a higher frame rate of 27 frames per second, as opposed to 24 frames per second.
Oh, no. I wonder if that made a difference. I didn't see anything.
And there's a thing that Eggers likes to do in his movies. He always wants a character named Thomas. In this film, we've got the female character's name is Thomasin. In The Lighthouse, both of the main characters are Thomas Wake and Thomas Howard. And in Nosferatu, one of the main characters' names is Thomas Hunter.
Huh.
So why not?
I wonder why.
Likes the name.
Okay.
That's all I've got. I mean, there's a ton of other stuff, but that's all I put down. What about you? You got any nothing to add about the movie or about Eggers?
Well, I did want to look up Eggers, and I actually should have done this last week when we were talking about Linklater, because we didn't really talk that much about him. Although, to be fair, I don't think there is that much. So Robert Eggers is currently only 42, which means that he was 32 when he made his first film.
Dang.
Also, did you find out what the take was on this? I know it cost $4 million.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't put that in. You're right. It cost $4 million. It made $40 million.
So that's good.
That is very good. That explains why we've got the sequel, Witch 2, The Witchening.
Yeah. So he directed a stage version of Nosferatu while he was in high school, and that gave him the idea of remaking the film with the same name. One of the things that he is very picky about in his film is details. He is very, very, very picky about details, especially the language. So the language in this, not just of the witches, but the languages of the regular people, is correct to the times and the place, which I thought was cool. Apparently, he does not want to make movies of the present day or the future, stating that he thinks photographing technology is disgusting.
Okay.
When pressed, he said he'd shoot a film that takes place as late as the 1950s, which sounded like he was really pushing himself to do that.
Wow. All right, that's cool.
He has two twin half-brothers who are also in the film business, and his brother Max, great name for a brother if you got... Max co-wrote the screenplay to The Lighthouse.
Oh, wow.
Apparently,
that's cool. That's nice.
He was in talks to do a TV series on Rasputin. I would totally have watched that.
I would have watched the hell out of that.
His next announcement...
Unless it was a sitcom.
Well, even then, I admit, Eggers is not big on humor. Wait, does he have any? No.
No, not at all.
His next announced film is Werwolf. I assume that's how you pronounce it. W-E-R.
Werewolf.
Yeah, over there. And it's set to come out next year. I think it opens Christmas Day next year, which is like, that's just mean, but okay.
For the family.
Yeah. He's also said he's working on a version of A Christmas Carol starring Willem Dafoe as Scrooge. I think that actually could work really, really well. And
sure, except Scrooge will be scarier than any of the ghosts. Yes. Humbug.
And also, strangely, a sequel to Labyrinth.
Oh, that I had heard.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Because it's Jim Henson, I kind of don't want anybody to touch it. I also just don't think it's going to be for kids anymore.
No, I think they're going to go hard into the creepy.
Otherwise, as we mentioned, just see our episodes on The Lighthouse and Nosferatu. But Max, we have a story, and this is quite a tale. Why don't you tell us a tale as old as time?
I shall tell you. Oh, it's a jolly time in 1630 in good old tolerant, open-minded Puritan New England. We open with a man and his family being banished from, probably, Plymouth Colony for being, too dang religious. And when the Puritans tell you you're too much, it's probably time to take a good hard look at your life choices. But no, Father William, wife Catherine, and their passel children, including Caleb the oldest son and Thomason the oldest daughter, as well as baby Sam and the creepy twins Mercy and Jonas, set up their own farm with blackjacks and hookers. And, no, wait, sorry, that's wrong. They set up their own farmstead far off in the wilderness, secure in the knowledge that Jebus will protect them. But apparently no one told Jebus this because the family is beset with tragedy after tragedy. Failed harvests, dying pets, and, witches! Ah! Run for your lives! Ah! Obviously, all their misfortunes stem from witchcraft. Well, duh. But who is the witch amongst them? Is it one of the kids? Black Phillip the goat? Henry the mild-mannered janitor? Could be. Or are the strange occurrences and vanishing children symptoms of a shared psychosis brought on by stress, starvation, and religious mania? Discuss.
The film. Spoiler.
Max, had you seen The Witch before?
No, I have not.
Uh-oh.
I mean, it starts off, a New England folk tale. That sounds soothing and pleasant.
Well, luckily the sun comes out. Oh, that's right. No, it doesn't.
No. Did you know there was no sun in 1630? I didn't know that.
It wouldn't have surprised me.
It is New England.
Yeah. So, and they didn't call it New England for no reason, because, look, the soil's all rocky and the weather's terrible. Let's stay here.
Yeah. How about that? We found a place that's just as crappy as the one we left. Huzzah!
But to liven up this grand oldie colony-y, we have a bunch of actors. Want to talk about our actors?
Yes. Let us talk about them. We got Anya Taylor-Joy as Thomason, the ostensible female lead.
And also potentially the main character of the title.
Possibly.
Spoiler.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, there's going to be spoilers, so yeah.
Oh, yeah, tons of them. Heaps and big bogs full of spoilers. Don't step in them.
Speaking of spoilers, I'm going to go right out here. I did not know that Ralph Ineson helped with Caleb, and we're going to come back to that. But I got to say, in general, even from the start, Eggers knows how to get performances out of his actors.
He does. He really does. Everyone in this, even the little kids, and that's really hard to do. Yeah. Even the creepy twins are really good. Everybody in this is good. I think Anya Taylor-Joy, this is her first credited performance. I think she's amazing.
Yeah, she does great.
And I have really enjoyed her in a lot of other stuff.
I don't know her, but that's fine. At least I don't think I know her. You're probably going to tell me, oh,
yes,
the
Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, well.
She's done a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and she has to have that. She's right on the cusp, right? I'm guessing she's already just past puberty, but it's just past puberty. So like 13, 14, she's meant to be that kind of age, maybe a little older. And she's
coming into her womanliness.
Which, of course, is a problem in old New England because, of course, it is. And
sin!
Yeah. And she has to be both a mother character, because she's the one looking after the kids most of the time, but she's also still has that innocence, so much so that she doesn't realize that her younger brother has been eyeing her up for who knows how long.
They're kind of perving on her, but come on, she's the only female his own age who he's probably spent any time with.
Well, and he's also, I'm going to guess he's meant to be around 12, so he's about to have that age where things are about to change, not least to his voice. And they won't talk about them. Of course, even talking about them, those feelings is a bad thing. So,
Yep.
Well, we're not going to get into that discussion, but she does a great joy. She does a great job.
She's amazing.
Ralph Ineson. I didn't realize that.
Galactus!
Is that, well, I guess.
That is Galactus.
I guess, because you can't see him at all. But I didn't realize I knew him from something else. He's actually a chief detective constable, whatever, in a show I've been watching called Ludwig on BritBox.
Oh,
and as soon as I hear the voice, it's like, oh, wait, I know, because that's a voice. Oh, my God, is that a voice?
Oh, he is a voice.
And also, there's one scene where he's chopping wood and his shirt has flown off, and he's kind of ripped too. But
he is a big fella.
The character of William is a really interesting mix of strong and weak, because he's in charge, as the father was in those days. That's just the way it was, and he is devout and he believes. But as somebody finally points out, I think it's his daughter points out near the end of the film, the only thing you're good at is chopping wood. You can't hunt. You can't farm.
He can't hunt. He's totally chose the wrong crop for the lands. Right. Yeah. No, he's not a bad person, but he is a screw up.
Yeah. And Ralph Ineson does a great job.
Yeah. By the way, both he and Catherine, Kate Dickey, worked together in Game of Thrones.
I mean, they're all British. Of course, they're in Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yeah. He was Dagmar Cleftjaw, who I do not remember, but she was Lissa Aaron.
Don't remember.
The creepy mom in the Vale.
Well, then she was well chosen for this, because she plays a creepy mom in this
she was. She's another creepy mom. Yes.
She's got that mom's going to go crazy at some point look to her. She just does.
But she also, you can tell she's trying to be a good mother. She loves her kids. She's trying to be supportive. Well, she's really making an effort, but she is just being beaten down by this life she doesn't want.
Yeah.
I mean, toward the end, she breaks down and says, I want to go back to England. I don't like it here.
Yeah, there was a number of the Pilgrims who did that, and for good reason.
Yeah.
Because so many of them died. I don't know how good a mom she's trying to be. To me, she feels a very traditional mom, which is, spare the rod, spoil the child, and this is your fault. You screwed up. She's also, I think, feeling a little bit, I don't know if competition's the right word, but she's feeling that conflict with her oldest daughter, Thomasin.
Oh, yeah. No, she feels threatened that she's being going to be replaced, in effect. At the end, when she's raving, she's screaming at Thomasin that she had drawn Caleb's eye and her father's eye with her whorish ways.
Yeah, her whorish ways, which meant
around and
picking corn. Ooh.
And walking around with nothing other than her face and hands showing.
Kate Dickey does a great job. Just not a character I don't think you're meant to like her. Julia Richings as the governor, he's there for 10 seconds and gone. I don't really remember him that much. He's fine.
No, he's fine. He does a fine job. He's very convincing as a Puritan tight ass.
But honestly,
Harvey Scrimshaw, the kid,
he might actually be the best performance in this film. And I was originally going to give this huge amount of credit to Eggers because he does get really good performances. But Ralph Ineson, Caleb's death scene, I have never seen a kid that young nail a scene that well. It is as sincere and utterly creepy as you could imagine. And it's all acting. There's no makeup. I mean, he might be a little pale. But
there's a little makeup on his face to show that he may be sick.
Yeah.
But it's not, there's no practical effects. There's no prosthetics. It's just him contorting his body and screaming.
Yeah. And, he's saying all these things about Jeebus, but it feels very much like he's being forced to say them by something else. It is an amazing scene.
It's also really kind of creepy because his prayers to Jeebus are kind of erotic.
Well, and he's not the only one to bring that up, because the mom at one point brings up the idea that she kissed Jeebus in a dream and so on and so forth. And so, but it is
overwhelmed with love for him.
It is really he does an amazing job. One thing I got to point out too, all of them speak this stilted New England British language at the time. It felt totally
Elizabethan
normal.
English.
It felt
they're speaking Elizabethan English,
totally
like
normal.
most of the Puritans did.
But it didn't feel like they were acting it. You know what I mean? Like people are stumbling over these words.
Very natural flow.
Really, everybody, all of the kids did this, and Harvey Scrimshaw again. I don't know him from anything else. Just great performance. The kids who played the twins were suitably horrible children.
Emily Granger and Lucas Dawson, they are terrific. They're very young, and to get a performance like that out of the children that young, ask George Lucas. You have to make an effort.
Faster and more intense.
And
faster
Eggers
and more intense. Yeah. Bathsheba Garnett, who has the best name of any of the actors.
That is the coolest name.
She plays the witch. Yeah.
And the witch's name apparently in the script, even though it isn't in the credits, is Bathsheba.
Okay.
Because how would you not use that?
Yeah. We don't see that much of her. Very, very creepy. Very, very. There's a lot of very, very creepy in this movie. And then we have Young Witch. They give a credit to the guy who did the voice of the goat. Okay, because I know it wasn't a guy in a goat suit. That would have ruined the movie. So, that's really it. It's just the family. We really don't see much. We see a little bit of the Plymouth Plantation in the beginning of the film, but it's
nothing
so
really.
brief. No, it's not about that at all. And again, we've seen 3 of 4 of Eggers' films, and in every one of them, he has not only brought out great performances, but in some cases, surprisingly great performances. In this case, Harvey Scrimshaw, though, again, Ralph Ineson had a large part of that. But also Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse, somebody who was known for sparkling mostly, or dying at Quidditch or whatever. And just some amazing performances. But
he's also Batman.
No, he's not. Oh, yes, he is. Well, he will be again, because apparently they're finally making that, but whatever. So not a weak point in the acting at all.
Nope.
You talked about the opening, and my note was, oh, how dour an opening. How very New England, because it's gray. Get used to that, because it's not going to change for the rest of the film.
Nope. And boy, how about the music in this movie?
See, I thought it was a bit heavy-handed, especially early on.
I thought it was very heavy-handed.
Okay.
It's like the music was saying, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Oh, it's going to be really bad. Nothing happens.
Well,
you bastard.
Yeah, I want to say though that this film, except for the music in the beginning, and after the beginning, I didn't really notice it so much, but after the music in the beginning, this is ostensibly a horror film, right? I can't think of another category I'd put it in. It totally ignores all of the horror film cliches. It just does not go there.
No, there are no jump scares, really.
But also just the, the people doing stupid things. The only thing that I thought was stupid is when at one point they say, Thomason, will you go out and check the goats? And my note was, do not go out and check the goats. But to be fair, the only thing that really happens is that's when Caleb comes back. So it's not doing the thing where the goat leaps out and knifes her to death or something. Mm-hmm. So it's nice because in a way, this is very traditional because it's 1630s New England, but it's not doing horror the way we're used to. And that's very nice and refreshing.
Yeah, it is nice to see.
Yeah.
And the stuff that does happen is really disturbing. Some of it I can see coming. There is that sequence where in the beginning, Thomason is playing peekaboo with baby Sam. And she covers her eyes, there you are, and the kid's loving it, and she covers her eyes, and he's gone.
Yeah.
And I knew that was coming, and it's still disturbing.
And the thing is that it's done in such a way that you realize it can't be what they eventually decide it was, which was a wolf snuck up and took the baby.
Yeah.
Because she's hundreds of yards away from the actual woods, right? It's just too far away for anything to have snuck up. She's in the middle of a grassy field. She just literally covered her eyes long enough to not, to hide.
It's way too fast. Yeah.
And then the baby's gone. And there's no, when she goes into the woods, she hears crying, but there was no sounds of anything. And for those who don't like to see horror films because they're worried about the gore, there's almost none in here. It's not that kind of scare. It is that just be uncomfortable scare that, honestly, Eggers tends to do very well.
Yeah.
We get almost no color in this film either. It is mostly grays and browns. I actually said that the film was painted in grays and browns. So you mentioned the connection to a potential Millet painting. I was actually going to places like Andrew Wyeth. Andrew Wyeth does a lot of paintings of old farms, old buildings, things like that. And this film just feels in a lot of cases very well composed. Did you get any kind of artistic or painterly quality to it?
It did feel very, very composed. I couldn't point at it and say, this reminds me of so-and-so because I don't have that kind of background.
Yeah.
But it looks very landscapey at times. And the visuals are everything is done for a reason, you can tell.
Yeah.
Or if not necessarily for the plot, he said, I want this to look like this, I want this to look like that. That none of it's accidental.
Yeah. And of course, what's the first color we really get in this film? Red. And it's the witch's cloak, I guess, when she's enticing Caleb into her house.
Oh, God, that is a creepy-ass scene.
And the thing is, you're watching Caleb. So Caleb has gone off looking for his brother. And he's like, I can find my brother in blah, because he's taken by, they say a wolf. He knows it's not a wolf. And Caleb goes into the woods, and you know what's going to happen. You know that Caleb's going to get lost. And the witch does what witches do, which is that she entices him with something he wants. In this case, it's even the idea of sex, because he doesn't even understand. He doesn't really know
he wouldn't know anything about it. He doesn't know what sex is. He's a Puritan, but he knows he knows about the urges he's getting in his area.
Yeah, his urge. And you can see there's that moment where he's like, I really, really should turn away and run away now. But she's got just enough cleavage showing that he can't stop staring. And there is a moment where they kiss. That to me was the creepiest moment because and to be fair, Caleb doesn't react, which I think is good because I didn't want to see this woman kissing this 12-year-old. But that is just, and they cut there, thankfully, but that is mucho creepo.
That was also in the trivia. Scrimshaw was incredibly uncomfortable filming that scene.
Of course he was.
He was just totally freaked out, and he thought it was going to be awful, but he was really proud of it afterwards.
Yeah. He should be. He did an amazing job. So, and that's one of the things that's interesting about this film is, again, it's not going to jump out and scare you. You don't see, even when there is a death by knife, we don't see it. That part of it's off screen. And I think she's actually mostly hitting her with the handle. I don't think she's actually slashing as much. But
it's hard to tell.
Eggers takes the difficult path. He's like, I'm going to scare you, but I'm not going to resort to all the stuff you're used to seeing. There's no latex going to be here. Nothing's going to burst at you. Nothing is going to be goopy and ooey. Yes, there are some animal guts, but
Oh, there's a couple of creepy moments. I mean, really visually kind of gross moments when Caleb is going through his exorcism scene or whatever you want to call it, and he spits out this tiny bloody apple.
Yeah.
That is somehow wedged in his mouth, which was a nice callback to the first lie he tells in the movie.
Right.
When he tells his mother they were out looking for apples.
I'm also guessing it's meant to be the symbol of evil, right? Because that's the symbol of knowledge.
Yeah, the sin.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but also when you see Bathsheba the witch, she's often very greasy.
Well, and she's also, there's a reason for that, but she's also nude.
Yes.
And but it's not nude for shock value because it's not frontal nudity.
No, you can't really see her. Which is really effective because it makes it look less human.
What she's doing, though, again, spoilers, is she's kidnapped the baby because there is apparently a big thing about unbaptized children. And the fat of a unbaptized child or the fat of a hanged man at the crossroads, blah, 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 blah. But there is a scene where she is obviously pounding the corpse. You don't see it. It's in this big mortar and pestle thing. But she's then spreading it all over herself. I think that has something to do with immortality, but I don't really know or care.
Partly, it's also in the old traditions, that's what they would use to make their flying broomsticks. They would rub the rendered fat of an unbaptized baby on the broomstick.
It rubs the lotion in its skin or it gets the hose again.
Exactly.
So the witch stuff, and that's one of the other things too, is the witches, we don't actually know what they do. And we actually don't even know that there are any. I don't know about you, but about halfway through the film, I made a note. Is there really a witch in this film? Because you don't know.
That is a central thing. Eggers himself says he designed the film to be interpreted in two ways, literally or figuratively. There are little hints all the way through that it could be supernatural or it could be something else, like a contaminated food causing hallucinations, repressed sexual desires, extreme isolation, being a friggin' Puritan, any of that.
As soon as we actually see witches, that to me was like, okay, no, there actually is one. Because, and at the end...
Could be a hallucination.
But she's hallucinating groups of them now. I don't know any reason why she would go and think, there must be more of them if there weren't more of them.
Because she was probably raised on stories of the witches' Sabbath and covens and stuff.
Yeah, I guess I just didn't see any evidence in the film before that there might be more than one. So to me, that was no, this is real thing, which is fine. It's sad.
Because I don't think there's a right or wrong.
No, and I actually like the fact that, like the real witch trials, it is totally open to interpretation. They weren't real. So, you could understand. I mean, if you're living off alone in the middle of nowhere in a brand new land that people do not know very well, any bump in the night is going to make you think weird stuff. And if you've got a rabbit, quite honestly, that does not run away from you, just sits there and stares at you, I'd be freaked out. That's not what rabbits are supposed to do.
I have to admit, when I saw that rabbit, all I could think was, that's no ordinary rabbit. That rodent's got a mean streak a mile wide.
Look at the bones.
But yeah, what about the hair?
The hair,
that thing was creepy.
It wasn't. It's just a rabbit, and all it's
a friggin' bunny, and it's still creepy.
It is.
How do you make a bunny creepy?
I don't know, because the goat too, but the goat we all know is a symbol, and eventually the goat.
Oh yeah.
The one thing I have to say is the goat attacks the father, William, and suddenly William is like holding his guts in, and I'm like, the horns of the goat point backwards. So how did that work?
Because they know how to use them that way. When a goat attacks something close up, it'll turn its head and use the horns to hook.
Yeah. It's fine. I didn't really bother me. I was just
they do gore people. It does happen.
To be fair, I've never worked with that kind of goat. I've worked with Nubians, and Nubians are just the sweetest thing. They like to sit in your lap.
Stubby horns, right?
No, they do have horns that they are not aware of, and they will move their head around and hit you with them. But the goats I worked with liked to sit in my lap. They got really upset when I left. They would call for me to just start, meh, meh. They're actually really, really nice. I like those goats. The big one, the male goat with the horns, not so much. So, and I would say that as far as like gore goes or shocking scenes, I think the scene of the raven pecking at mom's breast, that's probably that's
pretty disturbing. Although I do want to say this, and I want to give another spoiler, and I want to do this basically as a public service, because I know there is a type of thing in movies that really, really upsets certain people, and that is when the animals are killed. The family dog, Fowler, who is a sweetie, dies violently.
Yeah.
I just want to warn people of that.
That breaks a big rule of Hollywood. And
Yes.
you are never supposed
kill
to kill
the dog.
No. Or the
Yeah.
cat.
Yep.
Nope. Which
Yep.
is why Jonesy is living in his own little cat paradise somewhere on Earth in the future.
Yep.
So were there any directors that that were brought to mind while watching this? Not in I copied this way, but I wonder if this is one of his influences.
Honestly, there was a little bit of M. Night Shyamalan, especially The Village.
Why him?
Slow pans.
Okay.
The strange color palettes, the tension hooks. That made me think of him. It also made me think a little bit of Hitchcock with the way some of the camera work was done. What about you? Was there anyone you saw?
I went right to Stanley Kubrick. I felt especially the ending felt very Kubrick-esque. I don't, again, not in a bad way. If you're going to learn from people, don't learn from Ed Wood or James Wen. Learn from the biggies. And again, I didn't feel like he was aping anything. It's just, and here's another thing that made me think of Kubrick, the pacing in this film. Let's face it, this film, like the other two films of his we've seen, is slow. However, it is captivating the whole time. Did you think so?
And it's not that long. Absolutely. It's 94 minutes. It's not that long, and it doesn't feel long. And yeah, you never, my attention never wandered. I never got bored. I mean, I would get uncomfortable plenty of times.
Yeah. Oh boy, looking at the clock, speaking of uncomfortable, we should decide whether it was so uncomfortable that we didn't like the film, or, hey, it's his first film. You know, there may be a lot of room for improvement. Do you have any last notes before we skip on over to the other side or whatever we do?
No, I think what I have, we'll wait for the other side.
Well, then let's get to
The finish.
So, Max.
Yo.
The Witcher. Oh, no, wait.
The Witcher. wrong show.
The Witch. You hadn't seen it.
Yes, I had not.
Were you looking forward to seeing it?
A little, because I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
And everything we've seen by, all two of the movies I've seen by Eggers are really good. And I thought this would also be good. I was not looking forward because I thought I was going to be scared.
Yeah.
Because I am an absolute sap for scary movies. They terrify me.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, this one did not. It made me uncomfortable. It made me tense. I can't say it scared me.
Okay.
Did it scare you?
It was like a constant feeling of discomfort that does peak in a few areas, but not a like shiver in my seat, the way horror films, make you jump out. Nothing like that. No. But how did you? So it's his first film. You weren't scared.
No.
I don't want to say entertained. That's the wrong word.
I was enthralled.
What do you think of it as a film?
It drew me in. I think it's amazing. For a first effort, this is just unbelievable. And as a movie in general, it's really good. I think it's terrific, especially for a freshman effort.
Yeah.
What about you?
Same thing. I mean, honestly, he starts at a very high bar. Because we saw, the first film I think both of us saw of his was The Lighthouse when we did it for this show. And both of us decided, this is an amazing film that we never want to see again. That's one of the problems with Eggers. Eggers, if you're looking to make like that repeat business money, I think you picked the wrong genre.
This is not a movie I'm in a hurry to watch again. Although I gotta say, what did you think of the end when Black Phillip is talking?
I actually thought it was very cool, but not in a I like it way, but it's like, I kind of figured that was the case way. And I was like, what's not Thomason, it's the twins. Those twins are freaking creepy. And they're just like horrible. Like they're just like trying to tease and be awful to their siblings the whole film. And the fact that they may have been consorting with Black Phillip as the devil does not surprise me at all. The fact that he talks to her made me feel that the entire movie was a setup. And the reason I say that is they wanted somebody else for the coven. They knew the mother wasn't going to make it, either that because she was too old. Nope, too old for training, whatever. But they were like, the best way to get her is basically go around her and do everything to the family. And that this was the
in effect, isolate her.
Yeah.
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 Now that make I can follow that, sure. I love the dialogue at the end.
Yeah.
It's that line he says when he's tempting her, like, wouldst thou like to live deliciously?
Yeah.
Like, oh my God!
Yeah. Especially after all she's been through. Why would she say no?
Yeah.
She's lost
would you
everything.
like a taste of butter? What a thing to say to a starving person.
Yeah.
Would you like a pretty dress? Would you like to travel the world?
Yeah.
And that I cannot write my name. I will guide thy hand. The whole thing of signing your name in the devil's book, that is a big thing in old witchcraft, that you make your mark and then the devil owns you.
I mean, let's face it, Eggers does his homework. He looks into the history. He wants... Now, could somebody, some scholar, some comic store nerd of early New England history come in and say, well, you actually got that wrong. That type of house was not built until 16. Who cares?
I'm afraid I can. The use of you and thou is incorrect.
Big deal.
You is formal. Thou is the familiar. And, I didn't give a crap.
He is doing his absolute best to create a mood, create a time, and he does it. It would not surprise me to find out that, oh yeah, that farmhouse, we built it by taking an actual axe of the period, chopping down actual trees in the area, and building it ourselves.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they said, oh, we found this that was built in 1630 and it's still just sitting there. Let's use it.
I mean, it's New England. That actually is it's not uncommon. So,
maybe not the whole house, maybe the foundations or the porch or something. But it was it was period perfect.
Yeah. If you like horror films, and I don't mean you like to watch them because they're goofy and you like watching people just get knifed or, go killed in weird ways. If you like actual, this is going to make me very uncomfortable kind of films, Eggers is the guy, honestly.
Yeah. He's the man.
I'm intrigued. Like, I have not seen The Norseman. It's the only one of his films I've not seen, but of the three of the four he's made, he's only made 4 movies so far. All 3 of them were just excellent films. Excellent.
Yeah.
He
hits it out of the park every time.
He is a rare director in this day and age that actually has a specific point of view, has a distinct voice, has a vision. And while in a way, those things don't change much film to film, he doesn't focus on the same thing each time. So like The Witch is very much about the time, the place, the idea of the witches. The Lighthouse is almost more of a character study about what happens when two people are isolated. And then Nosferatu is literally a gothic horror film involving a vampire that will not make you want to fall in love with the vampire. Thank you very much. And it doesn't sparkle.
Yeah. He does not sparkle at all. He anti-sparkles, if anything.
Yeah. If you have a stomach for horror films at all, I highly recommend all of them. Also, the cinematography in all of his films is just amazing. I loved the painterly quality of this film. The night shots.
The guy's an artist with a camera. Yeah.
He loves his candlelight. Oh, boy, does he love candlelight. So, 2 big recommendations from me and Max
big
on
thumbs up.
His first film. Another recommendation, if I can, is to answer our poll question. Max, what is...
Yes, won't you? Who is your favorite witch of movie or TV fame? You can answer this in many, many ways. You can tie a note to your familiar and release it with 6 acorns, and it will find me in the night. You may dream walk to me and speak in the... right. You can email us, if you want to be primitive, at us at maxmikemovies.com.
Acorns
is
isn't
our
primitive?
website, high-tech acorns. You can go to our website, maxmikemovies.com, and leave a comment. You can find us on medial socialnesses, such as the
Facebook, Blue Sky,
Mastodon. We're all under Max Mike Movies. And, of course, you can use our witch accusation hotline in case you want to narc on any of your neighbors, which is 617-398-7266. That's 617-398-7266. And you can leave us a voicemail letting us know who you suspect is a witch.
No, just answer the poll question. Just
But
like
we are
real
now
Julia Roberts.
Yes, just like she did. She's probably a witch, too.
No!
But we're just getting warmed up here with our directors in short pants. So, Mike, who is our next subject? Whose first film are we going to check out next time?
Well, I decided to pick a director whose films I have never seen, any of them.
Ooh, okay.
I've only known this person as an actor, and the connection I have with him is, quite honestly, one of the two things that we have decided everything comes back to. One of them's Robot Monster, which is not where he comes... No. The other one is Columbo. He not only was a friend of Peter Falk's, but he also appeared on, and although he's uncredited, apparently directed an episode of Columbo. And that is John Cassavetes. I have never seen a John Cassavetes film.
I'm not sure if I have.
He's basically art house, very European style films. And the first film in his... Oh, my jaw.
Did you... Oh, God, you just located it again.
Yeah, that's French does that to you. So his first film was a film that took place back in 1958, and it is called Shadows. Interesting thing. When we did the Roger Corman film Bucket of Blood, we were both like, there's almost no physical, visual evidence of the beat culture of the time. Apparently, this is one of them. This is a jazz improvisational film, and it also involves race relations. Back in 1958.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, Daddy-O, crazy.
So Shadows.
Ooh, very scary.
Is about the people who work for the Shadow?
Oh, whose evil lurks in his nose? Something like that?
Nothing to do with nose. Or is it something totally different? Next week, though, Shadows on Max Mike Movies.
This has been a co-production of The Voice of Max and The Movie Wrench.